Hello, and welcome to our flip video lesson 2.04 from Nomad to Farmer. So what you're going to need for today's lesson is your Human Odyssey reading book, pages 28 to 32, your student guide workbook, pages 29 and then 31 to 35. And then for today's assignment, you're just going to complete your student guide, complete your OMS lesson, and then make sure you're participating in class. About the topic, we're going to be talking about farming and geography. So what are we learning about today? Our objectives. Describe climate changes that encourage migrations, define agricultural revolutions, and identify on a map the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Persian Gulf, and other physical features of Mesopotamia. Introduction. Climate changes that took place over thousands of years gradually pushed people to change their ways. Women and men learned to control some aspects of their environment. This control led to a dramatic change in the way people acquired food. Where did the revolution begin? What favorable conditions existed? First one change and then another. This is what led to the eventual development of river valley civilizations. Explore the events that brought early settlements to the land between rivers, and that's what Mesopotamia means, is land between rivers. So you're going to go ahead and get out your student guide. Turn to page 29. I will say on page 29 there's not much room to write. So if you'd like to get another piece of paper, you can do that, or you can just kind of write it in the sidebar there. You can pause this video if you need to get another piece of paper. Question number 1. What are the major physical features of Mesopotamia? And this is on, again, page 29, your student guide. It is located between the land that encompasses the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. It has mountains, hills, and fertile plains. I'm not quite sure why my screen just moved there. There we go. Let's do that. I must have flipped something. There, it's now in center. Okay, and what climatic changes encouraged the development of agriculture in Mesopotamia? I think maybe my camera just disappeared too, but we'll go with it. Question number 3. How and when did farming develop in Mesopotamia? Before 6500 BC, women figured out how to save seeds from grains and sow them for the next harvest. They discovered they could plant seeds in fields where grains did not already grow. And then question number 4, how and when did herding develop in Mesopotamia? By 4000 BC, men began taming wild animals and keeping them in herds. They found that the herds could graze on lands that were not good for farming. Herd animals also provided milk for their children, meat for their families, and sheep's woolly skins for clothing. Herders moved to the hills in the summer and to the low grasslands in winter to find food and water for their animals. All right, question number 5. There we go. Oh, actually, those are just 4 questions. Got a minute there. There we go. Okay, important vocabulary words to understand. Agricultural revolution. I don't know why my screen keeps moving there. Scoot that back over. Sorry about that. Agricultural revolution. The giant step forward that humans took when they deliberately planted seeds to grow crops. Slash and burn. Agriculture, a method of preparing land for farming by slashing the bark of trees to kill them and then burning the brush and scattering the ashes to help keep soil fertile. Domestication, the practice of taming wild animals. And then Mesopotamia, land between 2 rivers. Okay, and then just some basic general information about the lesson. Agricultural revolution. It was a dramatic change because it gave people some control of their environment. Women in the Middle East were the first known to produce food through agriculture. Farming in Mesopotamia. Herding was important in grasslands. Farmers and herders helped each other by trading goods. Early inventions like a spade and hoe made farm work easier. And then here's a map of ancient Mesopotamia. And then if you look on page 33 in your student guide, you can go ahead and take a look here and you can fill in this map. You can pause the video if you'd like. You can color in the different sections like I have here. That is up to you if you've already done that, if you want to look in your book, or like I said, you can always pause this video. And then here's an actual picture from page 22 in your book. So either way is fine. Okay, question number 6. Describe the relative location of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia lies between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Mountains border it on the east, deserts on the south, and the Persian Gulf on the southeast. And question number 7, where in this area would ancient people have likely farmed and why? Consider the relative location. The people would have farmed the river banks between the Tigris and Euphrates. The mountains and deserts that border the area would not be suitable for farming. And again, let me go back there. I went kind of quickly. You can always pause this video. Remember, you can pause the video to fill in your answers, to check with what you have. I know the recording goes pretty fast, but that's why it's in a video form. So you can pause and you can look back. Question number 8. From what mountains do the Tigris and Euphrates rivers flow? And into what bodies do they flow? My screen moved again there. The rivers flow from the Zagros Mountains and into the Persian Gulf. Question number 9, how would you describe the physical features of northern Mesopotamia? And how would you describe the physical features of southern Mesopotamia? So northern Mesopotamia is mountainous and hilly with plateaus. It has long, hot, dry summers and mild, rainy winters. Trees and grasses grow along the riverbanks, and trees grow on the hill and low mountains. Southern Mesopotamia is a desert with very hot summers and little rain. The land between the rivers is a floodplain, and the floodwaters left rich soil that is free of stones and roots and excellent for planting. Many kinds of waterfowl and animals live there, and date palm trees grew on the riverbanks. Farther south, the climate was hotter and drier, but it also had good soil. Question number 10. What was it like to live in ancient Mesopotamia, and what was the new land like? The people worked hard to raise the food and money needed to survive. The land between the rivers was rich in nutrients and good for farming and feeding cattle. There was little time to play or recreation. The people worshiped gods who they believed controlled the forces of nature. And when we're talking about worshiping gods, they were polytheists. They had believed in polytheism, which was the belief in many gods. And so we'll learn about different civilizations and their religions as we move forward through this course. Identifying cause and effect. So this is on page 35 in your student guide. You can use this chart to help you. Obviously, cause, the end of the ice age, people discover they can grow food, more need for fertile land, people need a steady supply of meat, farmers and herders move from northern Mesopotamia, agricultural revolution and domestic animals gives people a steady food supply. And then all of those lead into this effect, which is down below each. So again, you can pause this video, you can fill in the holes that you don't have, or you can pause the video, go back to your book, take a look, fill in the answers, and then you can check back and see if your answers are correct. And then here we come to our quote section. One of the advantages of being disorderly is that one is constantly making exciting discoveries. And that is all I have for you for our flip lesson today. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay positive, stay fighting, stay brave, stay ambitious, stay focused, stay strong. So you can go ahead and look over your online lesson for tomorrow. You can finish any required readings, look over class notes, and then you can prepare for Friday's quiz by looking back through things. Thanks so much for joining me. Have an amazing day.